Welcome Instagram, welcome YouTube, welcome Facebook, and everybody in between to another episode of Chevalier, where we are here to help men and women find those happy, healthy, and long-term relationships that we hear so much about. And it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, South American, or even the penguins in Antarctica. I think it's fair to say that most people want happy and healthy relationships, especially during the holiday season, because nobody wants to celebrate the holiday season alone. And I always preach so valiantly about the importance of having someone to share the holiday season and heck, every season with. Because there's this big struggle, especially in the ethnic community, more importantly, unfortunately, in the black community, where there's this strive that, women need to be independent and I don't need a man and girl, you don't need nobody. You can do it on your own. And I always found it very detrimental because the value of life after God or whoever you praise to be the head of your life is money. Yes, you need money. And in most nuclear success in life, it comes from a two-income household. Unless you're independently rich or wealthy, 78% of the wealth in this country is created through unions. This is why marriages are so important. This is why common law marriages are so important. That's why building relationships that lead to marriage is so important. Because so often I hear modern women complain about how difficult life is, how hard it is, and I'm struggling and I'm trying to make it, and I'm a single parent who's trying to figure things out, and I often come to the same realization with them. Stop wasting time chasing and running after the men you want, and try making time to date and build a relationship with the type of men you need. Because the type of man you need, whether you want to go from a religious text or you want to go from the worldly ideology, is a man that can provide. A man who's working 40, 50, 60 hours a week or more. The guy that's working 2 and 3 jobs. The guy that's, every time you turn around, he's doing something legal and productive to help the people around him. I'm not saying money's everything, but it is the most important value. A man can have 1,000 traits that are phenomenal, but if he's unemployed, he's not much value to anyone that's around him. I once heard a famous man once say, a famous philosopher, shall a man not eat, shall he turneth his plate over? Shall a man not work? Excuse me. Shall a man not work, shall he turneth his plate over? That's because the value in life is a man who's being productive, competitive, productive, and eventually successful. And I know that old trope that seems to only be in our community, unfortunately, where a guy's either broke or dusty, or he's successful, but he beats women in secret, and he's a master cheater, and he's always, doing all these crazy things. And I'm like, after 16 years of marriage, and then seeing lots of successful marriages around me, I always found it funny that the guys I've never beat or cheated on anyone I've been with. I've been around guys who've been in happy, healthy relationships and marriages for decades. And so I often come back to the same realization that these men exist. I have several videos where I've given the source so many times that I think I'm just kind of like beating a beat down horse by giving you guys the same sources, because I come with facts, I come with data, I come with stats to prove that these men exist. These men are out here. But because they don't look a certain way, because they don't have that vibe, or they don't have the swag or the drip or whatever you want to call it, they're not good enough for you. And I always found it interesting because for the type of life that most women, modern women, say they want, They're willing to reject the guy because he doesn't carry himself a certain way, because he's not in the streets, or he's not thugged out, or because he's not, ultra aggressive till he feel like he got to be angry with you every time he asks for something. Even amongst men, the most valuable man isn't the toughest. He's the most successful. He's the guy that the community can lean on when they're in need. And usually that's a guy who's hardworking. That's why even since the modern time, the farmers were always the most valuable commodities in the community. They're the ones that create the asset that allows people to live, thrive, and survive. I'm not saying looks don't matter. I'm not saying he should be, sleeping in the trash can and he working 60 hours a week and then he goes back to sleep in the trash can when he gets off work. No, I'm saying that when it comes to what's really important for the type of man that most of you women say you want, the number one aspect is a man that can provide. A man who's successful enough to put you in a position to earn the type of wealth that will give you the type of lifestyle you want. 51, as of 2022, 51% of black men, speaking specifically for black men in Atlanta, are single and childless. So this whole notion that there ain't no good men that's available is a lie, because the majority of black men are single and childless, not or childless. They're single and childless. And again, I'm going to go to the uscensus.gov and I'm going to go to blackdemographics.com, statistics by black people for black people, because all they used to hear is, those statistics were created by the other guy. No. 65, I think it's 65 or 66. But I think it's like 68. But 65% of the black men, specifically in Atlanta, are in the middle class and above. 65%. You can verify this. So it's not like it was a broke, sorry guys just going around having a bunch of kids and they just cheating on all these women. I think that it's universally just an excuse because of your failure to be able to put in the effort to meet the type of guy you want. Dating takes effort. A lot of effort. That's why I tell so many of my clients, dating was never meant to be easy. It's just meant to be aggressively rewarding. Like everything else in life. You go to work for that job, living paycheck to paycheck, you can barely pay your bills, but yet you find your way to go to that job and consistently work hard for a guy who's already rich, who's not even working half as hard as you are. And I never understood that logic, because to me, it would make more sense that you would find a man, whether he's black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, South American, Australian, African, or even the penguins in Antarctica, god dang it. It made sense to me that you would go out into the world to find a man who's competitive, productive, and working to be successful so he can have something for you. Yes, the respect is always on the table. Yes, I always do those things, but this ideology that he's either a broke beta male or he's just out here just beating women and getting drunk and living a millionaire lifestyle is crazy. Take the time to date the men who are at least putting themselves in a position so one day you can have a man who can provide for your Christmas, for your Thanksgiving, for your New Year's, and for your lifetime, so you don't have to keep continuously working hard trying to make it. The tools of success are out there for everyone. And all you have to do is put in the effort. That's why I say this dating thing was never meant to be easy. Because it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be difficult because it's supposed to be rewarding. Date men that are looking for relationships only, and I guarantee you finding a successful man will become a lot easier. Take the time to think about it. It'll work. I promise you. As always, happy holidays. We did our Thanksgiving thing. We're also going to do our Christmas thing. So till next time, peace. We are gone. I ain't got that music yet. I'm working on it. Happy holidays.